Indiana Jones, Indiana It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. Indiana Jones Minute.
Welcome back to the Indiana Jones Minute. This is the podcast where we shoot the film Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade 3 Nazis at a time. I'm Tom Taylor.
I'm Pete Mummert.
I'm Gerald Christopher St. Januarius, patron saint of blood banks and protector against volcanic eruptions. Porter.
What? Both of those? A lot.
Isn't that
they double up on
disgusting?
really random stuff.
Yeah, no, it's really disgusting. It's patron of blood banks, and then the next thing you read is volcanic eruptions.
It's all like oozing red stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's like in burst aortas.
Yeah. And the Kool-Aid Man.
Gosh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Kool-Aid Man. Porter?
Porter.
Okay. And we're joined again today by our old pal Sean German. Welcome back, Sean.
Hey.
Oh, thank you very much for having me, gentlemen. It is a pleasure.
We actually decided to introduce you this time.
Yeah. But it's, be a host, have some manners. It's nice.
I'm sorry, yeah. Last time I was all caught up in saints and patrons. But we're glad you're back for minute 92, which begins with Smokey Vogel sticking his head out of the tank. And it ends with Indy fighting a Nazi who, bless his heart, actually brought a knife to a gunfight.
So I've got just a general question here as Vogel and Indy start exchanging some shots. Where does Indy buy his bullets?
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
Like, where did he get these on the run through Germany, fascist Germany in 1938?
I always he's in the car with Sala and his dad, and I assume Eskedron before all this. And maybe there was like a little shoppy shop or something, or they got some bottles of water and some bullets and stuff, some postcards.
Is it like in like every Western where they go to the pawn? He goes to the pawn shop and he finds the six-shooter and then he holds up the pawn owner with it, and then he.
Right.
Yeah. That's Indy style.
I mean, he's dispatched so many Nazis. I mean, I assume he has like a necklace of Lugers.
Yeah.
Yeah. In my experience from like video games, when you kill a guy, you run over him and like you get all his stuff.
That's true.
Unless you already have enough of that stuff, and then
that's
true.
true.
Well, this is before the TSA. I guess you can just bring your guns onto a Zeppelin. And they don't, don't check.
Yeah.
There's no metal detector. Although he does run out of ammo in this minute, and then later he'll pick up a gun, as Tommy said, from one of his foes. Yeah. So that's nice to see. A little bit, a tiny infinitesimal bit of realism that someone actually runs out of bullets.
Yeah, because that easily could have just gone like he shoots, 5 times. And then he's on the tank, and then he's fighting the guy, and he shoots the 3 of them with his own gun, like the last bullet, and then you're not even counting.
Right.
Like they didn't need to do that, but it's a nice detail, like you said.
And I like that he doesn't throw his gun away, like in a lot of westerns. Like the guy just gets done the last bullet, and he just throws his gun away. Guns are expensive, so yeah.
I bet if I find more bullets, this will be useful again. I'll hold on to it.
Did any of you guys think that Indy was going to pull out the bullwhip here? Because there is a dangling horse rein bullwhip bouncing about, like to his right.
Oh, yeah.
If you watch the beginning of this minute, there's like a long sort of rope flying around, and he reaches down, and I'm like, oh, he's going to whip the gun out of Vogel's hand.
I forgot all about the whip, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Where is the whip?
Yeah. It's there. I think it's still on his waist, but he doesn't pull it out. Instead, he takes the high road.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he does just like that. The Nazi on the motorcycle a while back took the high road.
Yeah,
like the shortcut high road.
Yeah, this is a callback to earlier in this movie and to Raiders. I don't recall if there's any high roads in Temple of Doom, or rather, actually, I should say it's
the mine trolley.
Oh yeah. So
totally.
Flashback to Lost Ark, and to Temple of Doom, and to earlier they're packing in the references so quickly. They're referencing the very movie we're still in.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, convenient. But all these chases, there's always a high road there, ready to be taken.
Right when you need it.
Yeah.
Well, what's weird is when he does start to ascend at second 25, for a moment he looks like the Temple of Doom Indy voodoo doll.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Weird.
He does. I don't know what it is. It's like he looks really stiff, or maybe it's Vic Armstrong.
It is.
Or whatever.
As soon as they cut away to the long shot of him right before he jumps off, it's Vic.
And there's something about it that's really kind of dusty, tattered, and stiff.
Yeah.
It's stiff, yeah.
That is Vic Armstrong, yeah.
Sitting up weirdly straight, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's incredible. This stunt is absolutely incredible. And he doesn't hesitate at all. Like, he doesn't measure, he doesn't stand up and kind of steady himself up. He just he's sitting on the horse, and the next second he's leaping onto this moving tank. It's really amazing.
That looks like a super painful landing, too.
Yeah.
He just flumps on that thing. Almost on his face.
I had a question about that. When they show him jump, right, and he lands, and you're like, okay, he landed on the tank. And then the very next, microsecond, they show him landing again, but from a different angle. It's you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
He jumps and lands, and then the very next shot is him landing.
In the wide shot, when he jumps, he kind of bounces.
Yeah.
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 And then you see him kind of land from that bounce.
Yeah.
In the next
Is
shot.
that what that? All right.
Yeah.
That's how I'm taking it.
Because, they do
bounce.
that in movies sometimes. Maybe that's a newer thing where they show, 3 different angles of the same thing.
I think it is a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing they always do, throughout film history, you'll see somebody, looking at something amazing, and then they cut to the thing first becoming visible. So they weren't just looking at something, like the moon was behind a cloud or something. They weren't seeing the moon yet because you couldn't see it. Like, you are just now seeing it. That always bugs me.
Yeah. Although, speaking of things coming up behind stuff, I think this shot here of Vogel rising up into the frame, and then Indy rising up into the frame is gorgeous. And the music, and one of my favorite moments of any of these films, I think. It's an amazing
It is cool. And what's weird about it is they seem to be, in this whole minute, and later on too, they all of a sudden Vogel seems to be the Pat Roach of the movie.
Yeah.
This is you could easily pencil in Pat Roach in this exact shot in this exact situation. And he even starts to undo his cravat or whatever, taking off his scarf and stuff. He's taking off the hat, taking off his strum gloves and stuff, and
cracking his knuckles.
He's doing the full Pat Roach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the script says, just the description in the script. It says, close up Vogel, hates staring at Indy. Close up Indy, hates staring back at Vogel. It's nicely written.
Yeah. Nice.
That's awesome.
Well, and I just want to be clear here. Vogel is wearing a woggle.
A woggle.
Because he starts to take off the scarf. Yeah, the neckerchief, and he is a woggle. And so I actually Googled that as well, and there are Nazi woggles out there. They do indeed exist, albeit they're not nearly as cute.
Is his for Scouts for Equality or something open-minded and
yeah. No, it is.
Inclusive?
It kind of looks like he definitely has a neckerchief scarf thing, and it looks like a woggle.
Huh. I believe you, even though I don't see the woggle, but I believe you. I want it to be
You
true.
don't see the woggle?
There's definitely something
maybe
there.
I do. Oh, there is something there.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't tell if it's a woggle or a tie pin.
It's a spelling bee trophy ribbon.
It's a pledge pin.
Yeah, on his uniform. Animal House Minute.
Oh, please.
There's another thing in the script here you're gonna like, Jer. Because we get this surprise, another Last Crusade fake out when both guys rise into the frame and they're hate staring at each other, and then all of a sudden a guy jumps into Indy from the truck next to them, and the script says one of 2 troop carriers is paralleling the tank, and like pirates boarding a galleon, Nazi soldiers leap over the treads and swarm all over Indy.
Oh wow!
I thought it was a good description. Yeah,
yeah, that's great.
Somebody knows how to write.
Yeah. Do you like the fake out here?
No.
Let me go to. Oh, whoa!
Interesting.
I was gonna say, let me go to the Bellwether Tommy.
Hot take.
But whoa! There's a zephyr coming through, blowing.
No, zephyrs are warm wind. This is an icy cold,
weird
wind of death and hate. Yeah.
Wow, what is going on here, Peter?
I was enjoying this moment so much of Vogel and Indy staring each other down, and it's like one of those great moments in westerns where the bad guy and the good guy are staring each other off, and they're both got their hands next to their holster, and who's going to draw first, and then it's immediately diffused.
See, I don't. I understand that completely. I can see that I would have that effect, but I don't. I don't. Until this moment, I never saw it, and I still don't saw it as a. Once again, the fake out did not even occur to me as a fake out. It's just. I mean, this seems like an action movie thing to happen. Like the two guys, the two main adversaries in the scene are staring each other down, but then other stuff is still going on. So I don't know, it just seemed right that a guy would clobber him and like the fight would continue that way.
Well, it's just like a video game. Like you get to the last scene with the boss and you see the boss and then he like laughs and runs behind a chair or something and all of that, all his little minions come out and you have to fight them first.
The second hardest guys come out.
Yeah.
I like this. Well, I would say I wouldn't like it if we didn't eventually get to Indy and Vogel.
Yeah.
And if it just kind of left it out there, but that they kind of set it up and then they delay. They're kind of teasing us. They make us wait. So I kind of like that. And also the thing this reminded me of, I thought of, this is kind of like in Caddyshack. Was it Danny and Tony are going to fight, and then Angie like jumps off the roof
and lands brother.
on Danny and just that kind of reminded me of that. But I agree. Like I wouldn't like it if it was just this, but that it does come around and we do eventually get to the big boss in the end. So I like a little. It lets the tension build,
and it gives Vogel a chance to get his woggle off. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Although
I don't like what this sets up with the three Nazis.
Oh, interesting. Okay, keep going.
Keep going.
The one shot in the three Nazis. Well, I like it. It's cool. It's neat. It's obviously unexpected. Indy kind of, I think, does he look at? He like kind of looks down his gun like he doesn't expect it. Mm-hmm. I don't like the change in the music. That's one of the things that gets me about this movie. I don't like I don't mind the parts that are lighthearted and a little, funny or slapsticky. I think sometimes it's too much. I think as an audience, we can be amazed that, wow, that, the bullet went through. He got, 3 in one shot. That's cool. I feel it's a little condescending when the movie maker says, well, we got to put in some humorous music, or we got to change the music just so the audience knows something just happened.
Yeah, hit the Bobby Brady button. Yeah.
I just listened to it, and it does those like string plinks that are sort of they just it's sort of like humorous mischief.
Yeah. Super Gilligan's Island.
It's got like dun 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 dun, plunk plunk plunk.
Yeah, that's pretty insulting.
Right.
Yeah.
But other than that, other than the music, and then the fact that this is not, not realistic, this bullet would not go through 3 Nazis like that. But other than that, this is great. This is lots of fun, and I like the tension, the way this scene is unraveling.
I think I feel exactly the same way as you. Yeah. I like everything about that moment except for the music. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like his reaction. I like that. I for some reason, the fact that he switched to a different gun makes me slightly buy the 3 in 1 shot thing.
Oh.
Huh. No? See, I think his gun would have done it, but not this one.
Oh, really? Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, so I wonder, is Indy a homeopath?
It's his choice. It's fine.
Well, because I'm sure we'll get lots of corrections and complaints on the Listener's Crusade. But isn't the idea of homeopathy that like cures like? They take something that causes the same symptoms that you have, and then they dilute it so it won't kill you, but it's supposed to cure you. And the fact that he has a Nazi gun that makes it extra powerful against the Nazis. See, I think if he had his own gun, this wouldn't work. It's because
it's like cutting a diamond with a diamond.
Right.
Exactly. It's because he picked up the P-38 there.
It's like homie antipathy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking like, I mean, there's two or more words having the same pronunciation. Indy's a homophone.
Is this a Fever Dream reference? When he shoots the three guys and he looks at the gun, is that like Han looking at Chewie's bowcaster in The Force Awakens?
You know what? It has to be because I had the same exact note.
Wow.
So if the two of us, if two or more hosts of the show, then yes, absolutely. That's amazing. I had the exact same thought. Yeah, he's like, oh, maybe I'll go with a Luger from now on.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I first of all, this is clearly Yahweh Rumpus. That's the only answer. It's just, you can have Fever Dream or Yahweh Rumpus. You're like, he shoots, the three guys just sort of split pleasantly. Mm-hmm. And we get a blink, blink, blink. There's a blink for each one of their deaths. And then
that's their souls going up to heaven.
Yeah. And then Indy looks down at the gun. He's like, there's no way that just happened. That's got to be the big guy. Thanks, buddy. And, it sounds like what you guys are describing here to me, all of you actually, is a very serious and ominous scene that is interrupted by whimsy.
We're not a fan of that, are we, Jerry?
Well, Pete usually is.
Yeah, not this time.
So that it's this is listen. I'm gonna bring my voice down.
Take a deep breath.
This is just kind of how this movie rolls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just how the movie rolls. It's like it's because I agree with you, Pete. That is a fantastic setting up of you, like Indy and Fogel. They look terrific. They really look furious.
And the music's gorgeous.
Yeah,
like it's just so dark and menacing, and then it's just like blink, blink, blink. Like they just take it away from you. It's like, oh, I wanted that.
You know what's really weird is my note on this is, and I can't put my finger on it. Maybe you guys will feel the same way. Is this the first? I feel like this is the first time Indy truly murders somebody. Like he's standing right in front of those three guys, and especially the first guy.
In this movie, do you mean, or?
And I almost. Well,
I feel like he murdered that guy
harder.
in the castle, like who's the little butterfly of love, like the rose-colored butterfly flew out of his soul.
Oh yeah, he just mowed those guys down.
Yeah, that's true. But there's something really visceral about this one, and I know it's funny. It has its whimsy plinks. Yeah. But like watching this, there's something.
Well, you know what it is.
Humorous. It's revolting.
There's revolting. There's blood coming out of bullet holes.
Yes.
Yeah. Which you don't see in this movie.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. It's like you hear and feel internal organ pulp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wet sounding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need the patron saint of the blood bank now. All of a sudden.
Well, they do have the patron saint of squibs because you can see clearly the squibs in the back of each guy's jacket when they're standing there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that right? Patron saint.
I'm going back to look.
There's something. Yeah, something just. There's something about this Indy dispatching of Nazis that just it lands a little heavier. Ironically,
I know I'm having a hard time with you saying that, Jared.
Yeah,
that doesn't hold water.
I don't know. Maybe it's the noise, or the bullet hole bloods. I don't know.
Maybe it's just the mix of that image with the blip blip blip. like the movie's trying to treat that as like a cute little funny thing. You just murdered three guys.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it is, although you go, okay, well, this would never happen. You're like, but if it did happen, it would look exactly like that.
Yeah, right. This is a documentary
it's like
about
blue, blue, blue,
Nazis.
and all three guys. It's like they're shot in their viscera.
Little.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just I don't know. That one got to me.
Well, I'll tell you what got to me, and Tom's going to be livid, I'm sure, is when the guy jumps aboard with the knife. So I like Star Trek. Like, I'm not like the world's biggest Star Trek fan, but I like Star Trek. But I don't like that every single episode of the original series at some point stops being about the crew solving, a mystery or a problem, and it just becomes Captain Kirk having a punching fight with the bad guy. And that feels like this is what it becomes right here. Like when the guy jumps aboard with a knife, it's like, oh, here's the Captain Kirk kicking knife fight part.
That's interesting because it's not. It does look exactly like that now that you say that. But how is that different from like the other guys jumping him or like
Yeah, I don't
like
know.
You're just
I don't know
wrestling with another guy.
Yeah, I'm not sure what did it for me right here, but
maybe it just looks so much like that. Like it's a guy with a weapon that he could have easily killed Indy like the second he landed, but they're like obviously kind of like fighting.
Yeah, and it does look kind of like Gorn lives here in the background somewhere.
I trade it all for a big stick and a tube of bamboo. It's a direct quote. No, it's not. Do you know what my favorite thing about this minute is, though, by the way? That Pete hates two things in it. That's awesome. When has that ever happened before?
Never. It's never happened before. Yeah, two things.
Yeah, that's huge. Mm-hmm. You give ourselves an award or something.
Yeah.
Sean, I'm glad you were here to witness this.
Sean, you couldn't bring this out of me, I think. It's like National
Well, so that's
Christmas
three
vacation.
things, if you include me, things that Pete doesn't like about this minute.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Our guest just rubs Pete the wrong way. So sad.
No, I don't think Sean German could rub anybody the wrong way. He's a delightful human being.
Yeah, but then we're left with Sean German rubs people the right way.
Yeah. Keep it up, German. Don't you stop. Well, do we have anything else for minute 92?
Oh, I hear something off in the distance.
Whoa.
Oh?
Do it, Tommy, do it.
Oh, there's two of them.
I don't know how you do it.
Let's see. This just in off the Pony Express from Punxsutawney, PA.
Hey.
From our good friend Dave Palace.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Dave says, the tank fight is a worthy sequel, and I enjoy this more than the truck chase.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
Strong words.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
I don't fault you for that, Dave. I think the tank chase is good. I don't like this particular minute of it, but I agree. I think the tank chase is excellent.
The tank chase is really good.
Yeah.
It's really well done. It's really fun. It's very Indiana Jonesy.
Yeah.
But the truck chase, come on. It's like the Citizen Kane of car chases.
Yeah. Disclaimer, I just read the message. I had nothing to do with it.
You also give the pony some sugar.
Yeah. Okay, yeah,
literally. It's not anything weird. Yeah. Well, I guess that's it, right?
Oh, wait a minute. Somebody say sugar for the pony.
Hey. Somebody say sugar for the giant pigeon.
Sugar for the giant pigeon coming through the wires.
Some sugar.
This just in from Professor. Damn, that was good. Who did that?
I don't know.
That was me.
Let's all say that we did it.
Oh my God. God, yeah, banner minute for Pete Mummers. This just in from Professor Christy Porter. What did Fogel do before the Third Reich?
The Second Reich?
Yeah, the second. It's a good question. Sean, thoughts?
He had some kind of shop, possibly haberdasher.
Yeah, specialized in waggles.
Yeah, woggle collector.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scoutmaster.
Scoutmaster.
One uniform to another. That's what they say.
Camp counselor. What do you think, Joe?
I see him being a is being a real strict lifeguard.
Yeah,
like a martinet type of lifeguard, just a despotic lifeguard.
Yeah. See, I was gonna say a phys ed teacher.
Yeah.
Like a mean gym teacher. Yeah.
With a whistle. Yeah. I mean, either one of those, lifeguard and gym teacher.
Yeah.
And he still has the glove, and he slaps students with it.
Yeah.
Yep. And he sticks the clipboard in the front of his shorts, and
just cause
he goes over to the baby pool and it's whap. It's whap. Whap. Why did you tell me with a whap? Miserable little floaties. Whap.
Why don't you admit you peed in the pool?
Whap. And your noodles. Whap.
Well, Sean, this is your last whack at the last Crusade. Do you have anything else you want to hit point-wise or thought-wise?
Well, I do. Thank you, Tom.
Hey.
If you don't mind, it's not directly related to this minute, but
anyway, come back tomorrow for a minute. Oh no, no. Yeah. Let's hear it.
Well, you guys have wondered, and other guests have commented on what they think. What is the meaning of the Grail, or the significance? And my, I kind of think, obviously in the context of the movie, the Grail means immortality, but there's different kinds of immortality, or different ways you can achieve immortality. One is obviously don't die.
Sure.
Which is probably the best way, but I don't know if anyone's actually achieved that. But there's two other kinds of immortality, and one is you can live on through your work. If you're like a scientist or an artist, you have some creation. Maybe you make a podcast that will live on after you're gone. Your podcast will remain. So that's one type of immortality. And another type is through your name and your genes, through your children. And I think that's one of the central themes. That's what's going on with this movie. That's kind of what the Grail means to me, in this context, because we see, Indy is sort of rejected his father's name. I mean, he still goes by Jones, but at least the Henry Jr. part, he's sort of denying a little bit of immortality to his father by not carrying on the name. And, his father saying, hey, insists on calling him Junior, doesn't call him Indy. So, that's what the Grail means to me.
Well, that's good.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, everything got real heavy and great. Quick, somebody interrupt it with whimsy.
Yeah.
Bloop, 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 bloop,
bloop. And then also, thank you very much for having me on the show.
Oh, of course.
Great show, a great movie, and I like Harrison.
Great guest.
We like Harrison Ford too, and we like you.
Yeah.
And everybody else likes you. Tell them where to find you and your stuff again.
Yeah, if you want to hear me be wrong about other movies, you can hear me specifically talk about Groundhog Day at my podcast, Groundhog Minute, with my buddy Dave Pallas. You can find us at groundhogminute.com and the iTunes and Google Play and all those places. And then I've got my weekly show, which is 5 Minutes of Mime. And that's, you got to spell it out, FIVE, 5minutesofmime.com. And there you go.
Beautiful. So please find Sean there. Tell him hello. Give him a listen. And please find us online. Find us on Facebook at the Indiana Jones Minute and the Listeners Crusade. That's our group over there where you can join in the fun. And come on back tomorrow for minute 93 of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade here on the Indiana Jones Minute.
Is that why everybody's been calling him Henry Sr.?
Oh, maybe. Wait, do they call him Henry Sr.?
Henry Sr.? We've
Who
been
calls him
calling
that?
Indy's dad Henry Sr.
I call him that.
Is Indiana Jones' real name Henry?
Anyway, we'll see you next time. Run away.
Is this movie about an archaeologist?
No, I didn't Really? His name's Henry?
Junior?
I didn't think it was like it was a literal junior.